Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Stretford. How you all doing? Welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing well. It's a new week, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new light. Hopefully, a new light for Manchester United. Of course, we are here, guys, live in the flesh, guys. I hope everyone is doing good. I hope everyone's having a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're in the world. It's good to have you on board. Of course, look, a very eventful day again for Manchester United, of course, and not least the fact that when other teams play, we have our own fans celebrating other teams winning and other players doing well, other players who have blatantly disrespected the football club. It is what it is at the moment. Man United can't catch a break in regards to peace, in regards to, positivity, etc. But we're going to get into it, get into the rounds first. Firstly, I want to bring in the new director of football. I'm not going to bring him in. Here he is. No, I'm not going to bring him in. But one thing I would say, Man United are in search of a new director of football now. One of the names that have been on a lot of people's lips, of course, is the Atletico Madrid director of football, of course, which is, of course, Andrea Berta. Andrea Berta, of course, highly successful sporting director, of course. He will leave Atletico Madrid at the end of the season. After 11 years, he will leave the club. He arrived as a technical director in 2013, having worked first with Parma and then Genoa in Italy. With the Trademarked, he contributed to win 2 La Liga titles, a Spanish Super Cup, a Europa League, and a UEFA Super Cup. Now, he is one of the profiles that the Red Devils board is evaluating, a possibility that could materialize in the coming months in Andrea Berta's future. There's a possibility of Manchester United, of course, guys. So big rumors coming out of Manchester United, of course, about Andrea Berta, of course, guys. That obviously big news, of course, guys. Massive news. That is coming from Gianluca Di Marzio. Di Marzio, of course, is quite reliable in regards to Italian football. He would know a lot about Berta, of course, being Italian. So he is quite known in regards to the realms of Italian football and stuff like that. So we'll have to look at that and we'll have to observe that what's going forward. There's also rumors about Paolo Maldini as well, of course, guys. We all know who Paolo Maldini is, isn't it? AC Milan legend, of course. And there's also rumors about him. So we're going to hear a lot of news in regards to the new sporting director in the coming months. Of course, it won't be straight away. I don't think Man United will appoint a new sporting director this season. I think it will come next season or the end of this season around that time, because I don't think Man United are going to go forward to that at the moment. Too much to do, of course. Let's read some of your comments. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like a video. Like the video, please. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Redwood Tower. Best channel in the game. Thank you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see Kenny. I'm jealous of Chelsea last night. They are the entitled. I'm not jealous of them. At the end of the day, good luck to them, but I'm not jealous. Am I jealous? Nah, not at all. At the end of the day, Chelsea are Chelsea. We're on our own journey at the moment, and they ain't going to win the league. So and that's about it. UK Rap, I saw you on TV, Tottenham versus United, back in 2004, talking about Rio Ferdinand and Edgar Davids before the game. Was that you? What a guy. UK Rap, big up yourself, my friend. Yes, that was me. Before the game between Manchester United and Tottenham back in 2004, I was on TV a lot, guys, doing interviews and stuff like that before the game. Guys, send me the link, by the way, if you found the link, because I can't find it at the moment. But you know what? Before the game, I spoke about Rio Ferdinand's ban in regards to not taking the drug test, etc., etc. And I compared it with Edgar Davids and his situation. He was found guilty of taking substances. Rio Ferdinand was basically missed his test, which got him a longer ban than Edgar Davids. So basically, I was just talking about the double standards in regards to that, in my opinion, it was all about the double standards during FIFA and UEFA, etc. And that's what I was talking about. Basically, just I was like, big up Sanjay, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Big up Sal, big up Dark Crow, legend. Good, big up Rasta. So they show some ruthlessness in your shook up the world today. Absolutely. There are rumors that Ashwood was escorted out of Old Trafford, guys. That is just rumors, by the way. I'm not saying it in a sinister way, but there were rumors that Ashwood was escorted out of Old Trafford. So there could have been a lot. I mean, we don't know what happened. You know, there could have been some form of gross misconduct that happened, something along those lines. You know, so at the end of the day, goodness me, at the end of the day, there's something going to be leaking in the media very soon. I'm sure that there's going to be some word about that. There's going to be some speculation about that in the future. Probably this week we'll hear a lot about it. You know what I mean? We don't know what happened, really, do we? At the end of the day, in regards to that, don't like the stream, guys. Don't forget, thank you very much, Rasta, you legend. Thank you, man. Thank you. Sal, if not Chelsea, then who should win the league? Who should win the league? No one should win the league. Who do I want to win the league? Is none of them, to be honest. As long as it's not, if it's not Chelsea, I would say, I don't know, mate. All of them, I want them all to lose. I want them all to lose, Matata. Don't like any of them. If I'm being honest, obviously I don't want Liverpool to win the league because Liverpool are going to equal our tally of Premier League titles, so I don't want Liverpool to win the league. Absolutely. Hell nah. Hell nah. Get me out of here. Absolutely not. So Liverpool, Man City, I would say, I don't want Man City either. Oh, God, it's going to be between Arsenal and Chelsea, but you know what? I say Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal, but you know what? If I was going to pick one team right now, it'd be Arsenal. I don't want Sancho to win the league. Absolutely not. I mean, people creaming over Sancho this last 24 hours, not forgetting that he's been left out the squad a couple of times in the last few weeks. You know what I mean? As soon as he plays one good game and then, bang, Sancho is the guy. You should have never sold him. He's the problem, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I mean, whatever happened with Sancho, look, if you like Sancho, support Chelsea at the end of the day. One thing I would say about Sancho is that I was a huge admirer of Jadon Sancho before we got to Man United. You can check my tweets. I was, get Sancho, get Sancho, get Sancho. Unfortunately, I don't stand for petulance. I don't stand for spoiled little brats writing comments on Twitter against your manager in the football club, regardless how you feel about the manager, regardless how you feel about the football club. It's not just about the manager. It's about disrespecting the club. And then more importantly, it's about disrespecting your own fans. When the team needed you the most, that is when we needed you, of course, guys. And of course, Sancho. And that's when you weren't there. So that's why I won't support Sancho. I wish him the best of luck at Chelsea. It has nothing to do with Man United. Nothing to do with Man United. And I just hope that, you know what, he does what he needs to do. And you know what, I'm not going to sit here and talk about him all day, of course, because what he did was what he did. So in the worst case scenario, let Chelsea win the league. You are anti-Chelsea because of your East London connections with West Ham. Matata, you don't know what you're talking about, mate. Absolutely not. You don't know nothing about East London and Chelsea. There is no rivalry there between Chelsea and Leyton Orient or West Ham, which you don't know who West Ham is. 2 words, by the way. Leyton Orient are a football club in East London where I was raised, and we have no beef with Chelsea. Just because they're from London doesn't mean they hate each other. Absolutely not. They have no history. In fact, Leyton Orient and Chelsea played the semi-final of an FA Cup once. And nothing there. West Ham and Leyton Orient, yeah, maybe. There is a slight rivalry there, but nothing strong. At the end of the day, you're just talking crap, mate. Matata, listen, mate. You know nothing about London, mate. So don't speak about London. In fact, don't speak about England. Don't speak about Man United. Thank you. Right. Rasta, I agree with you, Sal. I don't want Chelsea or Liverpool to win the thing. Me neither, mate. I don't. I mean, I don't like Liverpool. I really don't. And to be honest with you, it's a tough one. I really want Man United to be in the title race. I really want Man United to be where we want to be, where we should be. Man United should be challenged for titles. Hopefully next season we'll do it. Hopefully next season we'll challenge for titles. But look at Chelsea, right? Chelsea done a lot. Chelsea done a lot in regards to getting players out, bringing players in, you know, and it's worked for them. Are Ineos trying to do the same model? Are they trying to do the sacking thing until they get it right? That's one thing. Rasta, with the loan and obligation to buy, I can't wait for us to get that money from him. Absolutely. He's going to be, I mean, the one great thing about Jadon Sancho, he's going to give us money. Well done, Jadon Sancho. 25 million in the bank. Thank you very much. Absolutely. And that is all I care about. Absolutely spot on, Rasta. That's all I care about at the end of the day, of course. And we could have used him to so many games last season. Yeah, we could have done. And he was out. He was acting petulant. He was spoiled, you know. At the end of the day, whatever you feel about the manager, what Jadon Sancho did was wrong. He did it wrong. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Good day, South from Australia. Good day, Jim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon. How are you? How's your family? Sorry, I got a little bit connection problem here on my stream, but you know, a little bit of connection problem, but hopefully it will get a little bit better a little bit later on, of course, guys. So yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Jim. Good to see you, mate. I'm very concerned about Manchester Derby, mate. You know what? It is what it is, Rasta. We just have to go out there and fingers crossed, we hope. You know what? I've always got hope when it comes to Man United. You know, I don't get too giddy, but I've always got hope in regards to what happens in regards to different games and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So one thing I would say is that the next game against Man City is going to be a tough game. But you know what? What better place for those players to show themselves? What a better place for those players to prove us wrong and go out there and get a result. At the end of the day, that's it. Man City are not in the best of form. They haven't got Rodri, etc., etc. There's a possibility that Man United could do something, of course, guys. Man United could do something, of course. They could go out there and win the game. Who knows? You know what I mean? There is obviously a possibility. Absolutely. People need to forget it wasn't for the special one. There would never be a Chelsea Football Club. End of day. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. An oil club. They're an oil club at the end of the day. That's it. Absolutely. Sal, you talked about maybe some other non-footballing issues going on at Man United, like some paranormal activity. Maybe the players are falling because there is a doing good at other clubs. Maybe players are failing because they are of that they doing good at other clubs. Who's doing good at other clubs? Sancho. He has the same stats as Jesse Lingard, mate. So why are you talking about Jadon Sancho for? Why are you talking about that? You're very close to getting blocked, Matata. You really are. You're a loser, mate. And you're talking about other things about Man United and about trying to contradict me. And you're just making yourself look like a prat, Matata. I'm serious, mate. You're making yourself look like a prat. You apologize at the weekend. If you do it one more time, talking crap about Man United players doing better at other clubs. I mean, firstly, get your grammar right. Okay, right? All right. But secondly, you know, understand what you're talking about, mate. Because you're really making yourself look like a prat. How's players doing better at other clubs? Name one. Name one. Name one. Jose Mourinho said, if they play, when they play, you know, that gives you a clue. I like Seki City. You like City? How you doing, Larouk? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely good to see you. Man City would see the United as the perfect opportunity to batch. Absolutely, Sanjay. This is the thing, isn't it? Man City will see that United as the perfect opportunity, and we have to be ready for that, Sanjay. We have to be the ones who are ready for that. We have to be ready for that. We have to be ready for Man City. We know that they're going to try and upset us. We know that. But you know what? Survival of the fittest. Who dares wins. You know, you have to beat the best to beat the best. And I've been saying that all week, of course. And Man United have not been the best. But show us that you can be. Show us that you can go to the Etihad Stadium and win. Do it. You've done it before. Let's do it again. Absolutely. Who can purchase rest of Glazer's stake? Obviously, we were talking about the PSG director of football yesterday. He's another one, of course. Nasir Al-Khelaifi, of course, who can purchase the stake at Man United, but there's not many. At the moment, you know what? We lost our chance in regards to the Glazers leaving the club. It was supposed to be, obviously, Qatar. If Qatar weren't there, if Ineos weren't there, Qatar would have purchased the football club because Ineos could not afford, because the Glazers could not afford to keep the club running, including building a new stadium. You know what I mean? And they couldn't afford it, and they needed investment. If Jim Ratcliffe wasn't there, we would have had Qatar. Khelaifi is one of them, but Khelaifi is a friend of the Glazers. He knows who the Glazers, not a friend, but they are obviously acquainted, being billionaires. Most billionaires are already acquainted with each other, of course, guys. Absolutely. So I'm annoyed that Sanchez scored. Nobody, to me, one goal means nothing. Great to see Fulham take a point for. Absolutely, one goal means nothing. I mean, people getting giddy about one goal. Absolutely. My main problem is turning up for training. You know what I mean? Turning up for training. Absolutely, that's it. You know, and that's my main problem. That's my main bone with it, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me just write this. Absolutely. Are the Glazers willing to sell? Not at the moment, Sanjay. Not at the moment. They're not willing to sell at the moment, mate. They're not the same. I missed that. What do you miss that, mate? What do you miss, Sanjay? What was that? Basically, the Glazers will not sell at the moment. We have a guy called Nasser Al Khelafi. He's the sporting director, CEO at PSG, of course, guys. Who the Glazers are meeting up with next week. Why they're meeting up, who knows? But it's a billionaire thing. Billionaires always meet up with each other for meetings and stuff like that, of course. Matata, are you responding to yourself again? Do you have another account that you respond to yourself, Matata? You can at least make it a little bit more, more secretive. You know what I mean? But what you say about Spurs anyway, I mean, couldn't care less. FSG and Ineos, who are good now? Both as, I mean, I would like to say Ineos, Larouk. I would like to say Ineos. Ineos are better than FSG. I would say that, but at the same time, who are we to judge FSG at the moment when Liverpool are top of the league? Liverpool are top of the league. So at the end of the day, they're doing something right. They must be doing something right, of course. What all you will purchase if I give the list of leveling about Onana, backup CDM, Mario number 10, who can act like Ronaldinho, not like Mount? Act like Ronaldinho. What do you mean going clubbing, GK? Going clubbing, drinking before a game? That's what Ronaldinho did. Ronaldinho is a great player, but he's no role model, mate. Absolutely not. Sure, Rashford should go. Ashwood, yeah. Sal, my take on Sancho is that he did with us, he would do with Chelsea like he did at Dortmund. Trouble. Yeah, absolutely, Jim. Absolutely. And to be honest with you, I'm tired of these so-called Man United fans bigging up players who don't play for the football club. You know what I mean? I'm tired of that, to be honest with you. He don't play for the football club. He plays for Chelsea. Do you want Chelsea to win the league? Go and support Chelsea. That's it. I don't care about that. At the end of the day, he turned up late for training on more than one occasion. Nothing to do with football. No one questions his ability. It's his implementation and it's his professionalism. That is what the big problem is, of course. Absolutely, Jim. Greek United operates as Greek Gaddafi in another streams. We have evidence. Okay, mate. It doesn't matter. Well, Lumen, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Long time no see, Lumen, by the way. Hello, by the way. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Yeah. But at the end of the day, look, I want to get into another bit of story here, guys, in regards to Raum. Of course, Man United were interested in David Raum. I mentioned David Raum in the summer, of course, guys. Been speaking about a lot of players during the summer. He is on Manchester United's wish list, which is Manchester United's list of players that they could potentially sign. Former manager Erik ten Hag could get in the way of Manchester United's attempts to sign RB Leipzig left back David Raum. David Raum also can play left wing back. He's perfect for Ruben Amorim's system in January. Claims the Sun, pinch of salt by the way, after a poor start to the season, Marco Rose's position at De Rotten Bullen boss has come into question, which is Leipzig, guys, by the way. And Ten Hag has been installed as the early favourite to take over at the Red Bull Arena. If Ten Hag does get the Leipzig job, the outlet says that the Dutchman would be loath to lose the 26-year-old German international. So, look, you know what? Could Erik ten Hag come back to haunt us, guys? Could he come back to haunt us? Could he come back and basically take Raum from us? Could he take rounds on us? We gave them the contract. So what we can take from them, is 25 million, mate. That's what we take from them. 25 million, mate. Man, the Tota could probably buy your whole village. Or barn. Big up, Sal. Big up, Lumen. Hope you're doing well. Big up. Are you Indian roti? I'm gonna. I mean, wouldn't be surprised. Guys. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you know what? What I would say is that Erik ten Hag could come back to haunt us in regards to Raum. What can we do in the realms of impossibility? It could be happening, guys. You know what? He could come back to haunt us. But Man United right now have a number of players, especially in that left back position, that they are interested in. A number of players that they are interested in. At the end of the day. So if Raum goes, if we don't get Raum, we get, Kirkes. If we don't get Kirkes, we get Alvaro Fernandez. If we don't get Alvaro Fernandez, we get Alphonso Davies. So that's the model that Ineos are working with at the moment. So there is a list, a conveyor belt of players that Man United could go for. And if we don't get the one they want, they get the next one. It's a bit like what happened in the summer when they were going after Jared Branthwaite and ended up getting Euro because Branthwaite was overpriced, of course. Very overpriced, guys. Absolutely incredibly overpriced, of course. Big up Lumen, by the way. Yeah, read that one, I think. Hold on, is Eric? No, yeah, he could be. RB Leipzig are about to sack their manager, Rose. Remember, Rose was gained interest for Manchester United as well, but he's about to be sacked. The results ain't going according to plan, and Eric Ten Hag could take charge of RB Leipzig going forward, of course, which will upset a lot of people, of course, guys. So, is it winter kicked in? Yes, it is, but it's still nice weather in the winter, GK. Lovely weather in the winter. It's about, at the moment, the weather is, and it is 11:22 in the morning. The weather is right now 25, 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, guys. 11:22 in the morning. It is 25 degrees, guys. Lovely weather over here. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Perhaps Natada or Matada, you are confused. You're just you're blocked. Oh, you're no, keep coming. Come on, guys. This is a football conversation. Don't get involved in beef. You know what I mean? This is what it's all about. Some people are intent on getting beef, guys. At the moment, you know what? Goodness me. These guys need to talk about football. Raum and Yildiz of Juventus Bianconeri is also linked. Yes, I've been talking about this GK since the summer, mate. I actually spoke about Yildiz a week ago, mate. And you don't need to tell me, brother. You don't need to tell me. I have contacts, I know, mate. I mean, Google's there for you. I know you can copy things on Google and you can give me it, but you know, a bit struck. Guys who've been here since the summer, guys, if you've been here since the summer, you know what, come and see me, because at the end of the day, you know what I was talking about all summer. Go scroll back, and you know what, I know that we are interested in Raum, but Raum may stay at RB Leipzig. If Eric Ten Hag takes charge of RB Leipzig, it could be blocked, basically. Not so much about you, Jim. Not so much about you. Don't worry about you. It's fine. I know who I'm talking about. The other lot. You know what I mean? Don't get involved in beef. Just don't get involved in it. At the end of the day, people thrive off that. I don't know what's going on in their sorry little lives. What's going on in your sorry little lives, guys? Talk to Uncle Sal. What's going on? You know what I mean? And then I want to talk to them. Why they're being so sad. So why is Dan Ashford sat? Anything confirmed? I am hearing now, Matt. How you doing now, Matt? Long time no see. I'm hearing that he was escorted out of Old Trafford. He was escorted out of Old Trafford. So whatever you make of that, it can be sinister. It could be, you know what? Lots of rumors were spreading yesterday about not seeing eye to eye, about money, about an argument, about, you know, him wanting Southgate, him not liking Ruben Amorim, not getting on with Ruben Amorim, of course. Lots of things happened, you know, have been going on. And something will probably be confirmed this week, Mac. I think something will be confirmed this week. I mean, it is interesting to see what happens, who replaces him. Of course, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking at Ineos right now, at the end of the day. I'm looking at Ineos. So the club at the moment, on and off the field, is affecting mental health of many fans. What would you suggest to them? Any advice? My advice is that we're the lucky ones, Darkrow. We're the lucky ones, my friends. We're here talking about football. And you know what? Life could be far worse, guys. Life could be far worse. You could be somewhere else, you know what I mean, struggling to have a meal every day. So we're the lucky ones, Darkrow. We can sit here, talk about football and enjoy each other's company. And you know what? One thing I would say is don't let Man United ruin your mental health. Man United will do what they need to do. Everything will materialize when it materializes. And that will happen, guys. That will eventually happen, of course. And Man United will rise to the top again. I guarantee you guys, remember my words, Man United will rise back to the top. You just have to be a little bit patient, guys. It's not going to be smooth sailing. It's not going to be all smooth sailing. You just have to be a little bit more patient, guys, of course. Like, how do we don't have sporting director? I feel like Omar Brady is going to be in charge of finding a new talent. I think he already is, Rasta. I think he already is. I think he's the brains behind the project. I think he's the charisma behind the project. I think he's the one who does the negotiating, the talking. I think he's the main man. And I think Ineos, personally, are saving money. I think they don't need Dan Ashford. I really don't. I think they needed some contacts from Saudi Arabia. They got the contacts from Saudi Arabia from Dan Ashford, and now they don't need them anymore. So basically, business. Big up GCF. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, you legend. Hope you're good, my friend. Absolutely. United, bless up. I'm all the way in New York. Big up Rasta. Big up Jim. Of course, could be worse. Could be scouse eating rats in your council house. Absolutely, my friend. I got you. Big up GCF. Absolutely. I'm off to Manchester tomorrow. Enjoy it. Are you flying from Malta, Sandra? Are you flying from Malta? Big up. Enjoy yourself, mate. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. United fans need to calm down. Ruben, no miracle worker. These are the same players that let the Ten Hag give Ruben the summer and these players. Absolutely. More than one summer lies around me. More than one summer. I'm backing Ruben Amorim all the way. Just like I back Ten Hag, I'm going to back Ruben Amorim because I know that some of those players are useless and they are down toolers and they don't give 100%. I know that for an absolute fact. I've seen it. I've got eyes. I've seen it. At the end of the day, I hope Ruben Amorim is successful at Man United. But one thing is for certain, I'm going to back Ruben Amorim and I'm not going to go against him. Absolutely not. I'm tired of sacking managers, guys. United is the only club where the sacking of a sporting director, a big Newcastle, is drama. Absolutely. You can make a Netflix series out of it, Goals for George. You could actually make a Netflix series out of Man United. Every single day, we got a different story. We got a different thing going on at the club. It's madness at the end of the day. But you know one thing? Ignore the noise and support the football team because that is what we're going to do, guys. Support the football team. I miss the days back in the 90s when Man United never spoke about direct and things like that. I remember those days when they didn't speak about those things. You know what I mean? It was all to do what happens on the pitch, of course, guys. That is what mostly is important, of course. The simple things in life. Big up, Rasta. The simple, anything that happens, United can sell papers, absolutely, or clicks nowadays, isn't it? Papers are old now, isn't it? Do they still sell papers nowadays? I haven't had a newspaper in a very long time, guys. I remember I used to get the newspaper looking at the transfer news back in the day, of course. Big up, Thato. How you doing, my friend? Thato Kelvin, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I think they should replace him with Ralph Ragnick. The one thing is, that's a good point. That's a good point, Thato. Good point, mate. One thing I would say in regards to that is that will Ralph Ragnick come back to Man United? The way we treated Ralph Ragnick, it wasn't great, was it? We didn't treat him good, did we? So will Ralph Ragnick come back to Man United? Will he come back to Man United? That is the biggest thing. Because obviously the way he was kicked out of the club, I mean, I would have kept him at a Ten Hag era. I would have kept him and he would have obviously handed a lot of knowledge because he is a very knowledgeable guy. He did come out with the best quote I've seen in years, guys. I've seen in years, which was open heart surgery. Open heart surgery was one of the best quotes in the Man United history, mate. Absolutely. Jim, Sal, we are Man United fan all the way. Good times are bad. As I previously said, the pain in the moment is temporary, as it's good to not get the hammer and bounce. The problems exposed as the good thing. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You've got to take the silver lining in these things. You've got to learn that, you know what? Not everything is going to be smooth sailing. Not everything is going to be great. Not everything is going to be hunky-dory. At the end of the day, whatever you want to say is we're going to have pain, but short-term pain for long-term gain. And that is how we're going to be. We cannot expect miracles. Things cannot change in 24 hours and 2 weeks, whatever it is. Things are not going to change that quickly. And people are saying, oh, my God, I guarantee you this, Jim. Some people are going to come out in a couple of weeks and say, you know what? I'm not quite sure about that Ruben Amorim. I think he's a bit out of his depth. You see it. You will see it when it comes. You will see it and they'll start again. The little thing starts to turn. That little spark, that little ignition will start to turn and start to get a little bit toxic again. And that's what I don't want to see, of course, because we just come out of that. Big up, Sanjay. Keep smashing the lights, guys, please. Thank you very much, you legends. Absolutely. So that Amorim can work on them, fix them up and get absolutely, Jim. One great thing about Ruben Amorim coming in now is that he's going to separate the bad apples from the good apples. And hopefully by the beginning of next season, we will see the good apples and the bad apples will be out the club. One thing I want to say, though, is that I want Ruben Amorim to be given the tools to get rid of the players that he should be able to get rid of. If he wants to get rid of a player that is a fan favorite, that is a Player FC player, give him the tools to do that. Absolutely. JCF, a more chance of Ralph Manelli. Liza Manelli. More chance of Liza Manelli coming in, of course. Absolutely. Berta, but at the end of the day, the Atletico, Andrea Berta, a very good choice, though. Very successful at Atletico Madrid. Andrea Berta, a fantastic director of football, guys. So he could be coming in. You know, and maybe, look, you know what? Maybe there was a personality clash with Ashford, with Obrada, with Brailsford, with Jim Ratcliffe. Maybe there was a little bit of a personality clash. Maybe there was a huge disagreement. You know, maybe they're not happy with the business he's done. Maybe they're blaming him for the money that they've spent and wasted. You know, absolutely. Sal, I'm going to get some rest of the work done in a few hours. Big up, Rasta. Have a beautiful day, my friend. Have a good one. Absolutely. Goals for George. Enjoy watching Leicester as a project now. Rude. And it would be ironic if Leicester catch up to United in the table. Leicester have showed a bounce. And I wonder how long it would take. Goals for George. I wouldn't be surprised if Leicester overtake us. Because at the moment, Ruud van Nistelrooy is doing a fantastic job at Leicester City. And I wish Ruud van Nistelrooy all the best. Look, long-term, Ruud van Nistelrooy isn't the answer for Man United. Ruben Amorim will be a long-term manager for Man United, and he will win Man United trophies. I can guarantee it, guys. And you guys can clip me on this. Ruben Amorim will win trophies for Man United. Ruben Amorim will challenge for the league title of Man United. Maybe not this season, but next season. He will. Trust me. Trust this process. I believe it. I wish Ruud van Nistelrooy the best of luck. I hope he succeeds. Legend, one of my favorite players of all time. I think he's the best striker in Premier League history, in my opinion. Finishing-wise, my opinion. So I wish him all the best, of course. We are United, the biggest club in the world. Everything is amplified. United party company with Ashford. Goodbye, good luck. We move on. Lies around me. Salute, my friend. Absolutely. That is what it's all about. We move on now. What's new? What's new at the world of Man United? In and out, in and out. You know what I mean? It is. Don't be surprised if we get some more news today, guys. Don't be surprised if some leaks come out of Old Trafford and you start hearing this news and stuff like that. This news and everything like that. Let's hope. In my experience, normally you don't get escorted off the premises unless something bad happened. I doubt. Yeah, mate. You know, I worked in a hospital for 5 years. I worked in security. And whenever someone was getting sacked, if they knew it was going to be a hostile sacking, they used to call me, and I used to have to escort them out. Otherwise, in case they go crazy and go absolutely rogue, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I used to do that and escort them out and stuff like that. Sometimes it got very messy, guys, very, very messy. So I'm not surprised. I mean, can you imagine Ashford getting messy and stuff like that? Morning, Mark. How you doing, my friend? Morning, Sal. Paid out Rashford garden leave and thought to get him. This one's 5 months. Mad, isn't it? I mean, if they got this much money to waste, why not give us that money? Because we would have put it to more better use, wouldn't we? At the end of the day, look, you know what? It is a tactical thing. One thing I'm hearing is about they got Ashford to get Ashford's contacts in Saudi Arabia, which is obviously financially gainful for them. But they did waste about 20 million in getting Ashford in and getting him off that gardening leave, of course, guys, as we know. We waited and waited for this for 5 months of Ashford. It's crazy, isn't it, at the end of the day? I'm sure he regrets it. Coming to Man United, of course, guys. I'm sure he regrets it. JCF, Ralph Milner, thought you were red. Ralph Milner, thought you were red. Big up, GCF. Great points. I heard Golby speak about Gary Neville slammed Amorim, Shane on Gary Neville. You could be attacking Amorim and the poor form. My gosh, nice. So coming out. If these guys, if Gary Neville and all these pundits are so great, why are they not managers? Why are they not managers? Why are they speaking about Ruben Amorim, who's a proven manager? Why are they speaking about him? If they've got so much knowledge, why are they not successful as managers? They talk too much. Ralph Rangnick has been in the job literally 3 weeks, and people are already putting the knives in. They're already putting the knives in, and this is not going to help anyone. This is what I mean about Man United. Man United are never going to get successful if we're putting the knives in constantly putting the knives in before the actual journey has begun. You know what I mean? And this is the problem with our ex-players. They're self-righteous. They were successful because of Alex Ferguson, not because of them. Alex Ferguson is the reason they were successful. Alex Ferguson could have got any right back. Any right back. He could have got any right back in at Man United. He could have got bloody Ian Hart at right back. He could have got bloody Nigel Winterburn at right back. And he would have been successful. It wouldn't have mattered. Now they're all self-righteous talking about a manager who's been in there flapping 2 weeks. No, I mean, it's crazy when you think about how a manager's meant to be successful at Man United if they're not giving them a chance to be successful. It's mad. Drives me up the wall, honest to God. Big up Inactive A. Big up the crew, of course. Big up Lies around me. Greetings. Big up my friend. Big up everyone. So that's exactly what it is. And Jim is absolutely spot on. At the end of the day, you know what? This is the problem with Man United. It's the pundits as well. Shame on Gary Neville wrote out. I would say I don't like anyone attacking my club. I love makes my blood boil. At the end of the day, look, you know what? They're all self-righteous. They think they know better. Why don't they criticize those players on the pitch? Why don't they criticize those players who weren't running against Nottingham Forest? Why don't they criticize those players who gave up against Nottingham Forest? Who gave up when they went 2-1 down? That was it for them. Throw in the towel. That's it. Why don't they do that? Why don't they criticize Rashford? Why don't they do that? Why don't they criticize the players on the pitch? Don't blame Amorim. What Amorim meant to do? He's given these players, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, sacking managers. You're left with a backlog of players that are not yours. And at the end of the day, he cannot build a team on his mold if he's got a backlog of players that are not his. Isn't it? It's mad when you think about it, these pundits at the end of the day. Top button, guys, when on the roller coaster, just get on, put your hands on the air and enjoy the crazy ride. Then go on United for a bit of peace and quiet. Big up, top button. Love the comment. Good morning, mate. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, pal. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see. If Amram continues on the current patch of implementing his philosophy, but the expense of losing matches this season, is that good for the remainder of the season? It's good for the long-term, Pearl. The long-term pain for short-term pain for long-term gain. We've done it. We've done this. We've given up on managers because the players don't want to play in the system. Look, I would happily take Man United finishing in the bottom half of the table if next season we're challenging for the league. And trust me, we will be at the end of the day. Trust me. Exactly points. Big up, Jim. Glazers and Ineos are masters of distractions, and once they're growing negativity, they create a new drama that makes news. They know 2 more losses at Old Trafford put pressure and begin to crank up. Diverting attention. Good point. And goals for George. You're smacking it. You're on fire these last 2 days, mate. You're on fire, mate. Very good comments, mate. Very, very smart. Agrees. Get the likes up, guys. Sub guy. Big up. Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. You legend. Lumen, I would advise P9 not to let these people affect him as they are doing all this to stay in the limelight. Absolutely, Lumen. Lumen, Jim, myself. You know what? People are just they have nothing else to talk about. So they want to try and upset people at the end of the day. Probably not United fans, if we're being honest. Good morning, Mr. Sal. Good morning, Chichi. Is a Chichi, Gloria Chichi, the legend in the chat. Big up. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Asher came in, it didn't work out. Now we move on. Absolutely. Big up, Glesh. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. And Nia, is it Glish, Nia? Big up yourself. They never had business, relationship, personalities clash. They've moved on. Happens all the time in business. Absolutely, Glish. It could be a simple thing like an argument. It could be a simple thing like an argument. It could be a disagreement. And they said, look, this is not working out. You go your way. I go my way. As you said, bro, at the end of the day, it is at the end of the day business. That's business as usual. That's what happens in football, of course. Chichi, I'm not happy. The future of United is under threat again. What is all this story about United? Look, you know what? We're going to have to clear the rubble. There's a lot of mess at Man United at the moment. You know what? Just be calm. Let's just wait this out. But it's precisely why I wanted a full sale, right? And it's precisely why I wanted Qatar, right? This is the reason. Exactly this, right? Cutbacks, season ticket price rise. We foresaw this whole scenario coming into play, didn't we? We did, but we have to just calm down. It is what it is. Qatar not going to take charge of Man United. We have to support Ineos and wait how this goes. But they are on watch. People are watching them at the moment, and people are going to critique everything they do. Of course they are, because at the end of the day, you know what? They've done some good things, guys. They've done some good things, some impressive things, but they've also done some bad things, guys. They've also done some weird things that, you know what, I thought, wow. You know what I mean? I'm looking at it and thinking, wow, you wasted that much money. You know, the Ten Hag thing, I would forgive them. The reason I forgive them for the Ten Hag thing is because he won the FA Cup and he deserved up until Halloween. And at that time, I said, give Ten Hag up until Halloween. And he gave him up until Halloween. And then he ended up sacking him, of course. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. United is a problem, coach. It's the players, absolutely. Those players are not United needs. Promote a lot of views. Now start from there. Flush out the old players at Amarin, please, for your own sake. I would say that, and I've been saying that for years. Chichi, you're absolutely right, my friend. A lot of those players shouldn't be wearing the Man United shirt. I can count about six players in that Man United squad who are keep. It's much easier to say who we're going to get rid of, to be honest, if we're being honest. Lots of players need to leave the football club, in particular the players that have been there for about 10 years, in particular those, though they need to leave the football club, if we're being honest, guys, absolutely. Amat, does it look bad that Ineos implements austerity? They spent a fortune on Ten Hag and Dan Ashwood and Amram and all their assistants. Apparently, there was a revolving door of management Nice FC. Look, Amat, it's something that I raised. It's a question that I raised before they took charge of the club. A fan of Nice did actually say that they do cutbacks. They cut back on people and they make people redundant. I did hear that, of course. The one thing I'm sad about is that they're spending all this money, as you say, Almac, rightfully. They're spending all this money, and you know what? In getting rid of managers, in sacking and hiring, and sacking and hiring people with mortgages, people with kids. We're on 30 grand a year redundant. They're making people with mortgages, people with kids on 30 grand a year redundant, whilst they're spending millions and millions hiring and sacking. It doesn't bode well. But at the same time, we have to say, okay, this is what they're doing, all in the best for Manchester United, because ultimately all that matters is success for Manchester United. If this is how they feel is going to bring success back to Man United, then okay. It's not ideal, but this is what we have to deal with at the end of the day. But these cutbacks can't be forever. These sackings, they can't be forever because it's not sustainable. We have to start making the right choices now. We have to start making the right choices now and get the best in class. We all knew that Ashford wasn't best in class. We knew that he wasn't. We knew that he wasn't the best in class. Barada, Vivel, Brailsford, they're good people. Okay. Barada is a fantastic what he does. He's fantastic. The aura around Barada is probably, look, Ineos are probably thought, you know what? We don't need Ashford. We just got Barada. Maybe Barada walks into that position. Maybe he feels like, you know, we don't really need him. We don't have the same philosophy. We don't agree on the same thing. Maybe it's that, of course. That is interesting, of course, guys. Jim, we've seen these scenarios many times around the third pods. Fergie now, only difference is the results have gotten worse, and also it's getting worse and worse and worse, mate. It's getting worse and worse, Jim. Absolutely. And hopefully we stem it. Hopefully it does stop very soon. Look, it's not the manager, guys, and I don't want anyone to blame this manager. Regardless what the tactics are, we should be beating Nottingham Forest, right? Regardless what the tactics are, we should be beating Nottingham Forest. It doesn't matter if we play 1, 2, 8. It doesn't really matter, does it? We should be beating the bloody Nottingham Forest. Darko, let's just set one thing that we may not enjoy glory in again unless the Glazers and Ineos are gone. It's sad reality. The Glazers are a dark cloud over Man United. We agree that and we all want the Glazers out. Unfortunately, we lost our opportunity when Jim Ratcliffe facilitated the Glazers during the buyout process when Qatar were going to buy the club. And if Ineos were not there, Qatar would have purchased the club. They facilitated that. But for now, what it is. We have to accept that we got this dark curse over us, which is the Glazers. I do believe they're a curse, right? And we're not going to get successful until they're gone. But at the same time, we can still believe. And we can still hope that one day it might change. One day it will get better, of course. Big up, GK. First, we should solve things around now, then upper edge orders. Big up, GK. Yep. If Ineos wanted to decide a manager, why they bought Dan Ashford? People make mistakes. They bring in one player, one manager, it didn't work. It's a bit like bringing in a player and it doesn't work and then they get rid of him, isn't it? They make mistakes. At the end of the day, you look at Xerxes, it looks like it won't work, doesn't it? It looks like a little bit, well, you know what I mean? It might not work, you know, so we have to wait and see, of course. We have done defensive allies against Nottingham. Yeah, because it is a new system, GK. It's a new system and it's going to take time to implement. The one thing is, once we got a settled back three, it will get a lot better, guys. Because we're chopping and changing at the moment, we're changing players in positions, different positions. This player's playing, Maguire's playing, De Ligt's playing, Leach is playing, Euro's playing, Lindelof's playing. You know, we're changing our defense every single week. So it's not creating a sense of stability. There's no excuse for the mistakes that Onana made, and I will get into that. But once we got defensive stability, then we'll be better off. But it will take time. It took Fergie time. It will take time to build a solid, consistent defense and a solid, consistent team. Ruben Amorim doesn't have any of his own players yet. None of his own players are at that football club right now. This is why I said that he should bring in some of the youth players, because the youth players won't let you down. And they will be his players because he will be the one that brought them through. You know what I mean? Goals for George. Sal, I wonder if Amorim would have been smarter in just changing to the back three, but maintaining the rude team that was sold. The sudden dropping of Eriksen and Casemiro may cause internal issues. Yeah, it's a balance thing, Goals for George. I mean, I did say that he should have kept the midfield. I said he should have kept Casemiro and Ugarte in that midfield, because obviously Ruud van Nistelrooy spotted an issue in that midfield, and he played Ugarte and Casemiro. I would have kept Ugarte and Casemiro in that midfield, 100%, because that would have solidified the midfield a bit more. Maybe not take everything from Ruud van Nistelrooy, but I would have definitely took some advice from Ruud van Nistelrooy. I would have definitely took some advice. And me and Elite Baller were saying on the stream about how Ruud van Nistelrooy could have stayed at the club a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Just to get things rolling for Ruben Amorim and just to, like, you know what, clear up a few things and stuff like that. At the moment, it's a bit like Ruben Amorim's walked into Man United blindfolded. You know, he's blindfolded, and you know what? He's got all these players there. He doesn't know how good they are. He doesn't know their personality. He doesn't know if they play well in training, but when they get on the pitch, they down tool. It's a hard one, isn't it? At the end of the day, we want to move on from Ruud van Nistelrooy. We want a new thing, but you also have to be smart, don't you? And it is a good comment. It is a comment that, you know what, has many meanings to it, because it can be yes, it can be no. I would say a bit of both. He should have took some stuff from Ruud van Nistelrooy, definitely. At the end of the day, kept his tactics, but just looked at the team and thought, you know what, the double pivot in the midfield should have been remained, because we're very open in midfield. We're giving away too many chances. And Ruud van Nistelrooy was good at playing that, obviously, double pivot. GK, big up, big up, big up. Good man, good man. Big up, GK. Big up, Courtney. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good. Good morning. I hope you as well. Keep up the great work. You're a legend. Thank you, Courtney. So are you. I have been watching and liking, just being tied up with work, so I haven't managed to get involved in the chat. Big up, Courtney. It's good to see you. I remember you, Courtney. So good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I hope work is good for you. I hope everything is going good, guys. Shame about United, eh? Shame about United, of course, guys. Matata. Sal, if given a chance, who would you want to get rid of first? Rashford or Xerxes? Rashford, mate. Rashford, all day long. Candidate for left centre-back is Mazraoui, not idle, but stopgap. Yeah, he's a candidate. He's a candidate, but I don't know if he's good in that position. For me, and I'm going to tell you guys how I feel. I think Ahmad should play behind the striker. I think Mazraoui should move to the right wing-back. And I think that we should play, obviously, a left-back, Amas on the left. Somewhere like that. I don't think we should play Ahmad as a right wing back, because he is our best, most creative, productive player, in my opinion, at the moment. And he would be far more effective behind the striker, in my opinion, rather than playing as a wing back, having to track back and run all the way back. So I would have played them. I played Mazraoui as a right wing back, in my opinion, guys. I may be wrong, but that's what I would do. I'm optimistic to see it January. I just pray and hope we sell a few deadwood players and make someone of inroads, improving our club, and see if we can get better conceits. Absolutely, Jim. And that's one of the most important things, is about not only signing players, it's also having the ability to get rid of some players. I hope Man United do get rid of some players. Some of those deadwoods have been there for years and years, 5, 10 years, of course, guys. Hopefully a lot of those players go, because that for me is the most important. Look, if Ineos managed to get rid of Rashford, if they manage to get rid of Anthony and these players and stuff like that, then I'll say, do you know what, Ineos, they're making strides and stuff. Of course, they got rid of McTominay, of course, which is a good thing, guys, if we want to move on. But at the end of the day, look, they have to get rid of those players who've been there for years. I'm saying Dalot. I'm saying Anthony. I'm even saying Bruno, guys. I think we need to move on and buy new players, bring in new players for those positions. I just believe that, guys. Courtney, Sal, we did not hire Blunt from Juventus as part of the Ineos team. What is his role if at Old Trafford? Haven't heard much of him lately. He's still at Old Trafford, my friend. He's still at Old Trafford. I'll bring this in for you guys. I'll bring this in for you real quick. Just give me a second. Let me bring this in for you. There we go. So basically, this is the lineup for the Manchester United and Ineos. So basically, when you look at the positions, obviously, Blanc obviously is chief executive. He's one of the executives at Man United, alongside Brailsford. So basically, him, Jim Ratcliffe, and Brailsford are at the top. 4 of those people have left, of course. 4 of those people have left, of course, guys. But yeah, he's the one at the top, guys. He's one of the top guys. His role was basically executive role at Man United, of course, guys. Absolutely, guys. Yep. Almac. I heard Dan Ashford wanted Mazraoui, Yura, and Ugarte, but it was against Xerxes and Delit and was overruled. Did you hear that? Who overruled him? Almac, I did hear that, mate. I did hear about that. And to be honest with you, Mazraoui, Yura, and Ugarte are probably going to be our bright spots this season, ain't they, Almac? Yeah, I mean, that is the biggest thing. Maybe their pride's a little bit hurt that Xerxes and Delit. Delict's done well this season. I wouldn't say Delict's done bad. Delict's played a lot of football. He needs a rest. Xerxes, however, the jury is still out in regards to Xerxes. Xerxes looks slow to me. He looks lethargic. He looks a little bit weighty to me, if I'm being honest. No fat shaming. I'm just saying that he looks a little bit weighty, if I'm being honest. Bench Dalot all day for me. Me too, Achichi. He's been one of the most disappointing players this season is Dalot, and anyone who thinks otherwise has an agenda. Dalot has been poor. Whether he plays right wing back, left wing back, he's been poor this season, and we have to call it out. Not only him, though. There are a number of players in that team who have been very, very poor and not lived up to expectations. Have been crap, to be honest. You know, at the end of the day. So that's one thing I would say. But Dalot is Portuguese. So is he going to play every game? This is the worry I have. This is the only concern I have in regards to Amram. Will he play Bruno? Will he play Dalot because of the Portuguese influence? I hope not. And I hope that, you know what, he picks players based on form. He picks players based on a talent as well. Dalot, I like Dalot, but Dalot's a bit of a passion merchant, if we're being honest. And to be honest with you, high fives and that, they don't work for me if you're not performing on the pitch. If you're not tracking back and you're doing high fives, it doesn't work for me. I don't fall for that trick, that passion merchant thing. Of course, Jim. Sal, when Bruno first came to help us get top 4, we played well, and ever since then he is not the same player once he was for you. You have to get rid of Bruno and Rashford as well. I agree, Jim. Personally, I think as soon as he got that captain's armband, he just went on a different wavelength to everyone else. So completely lost it, in my opinion. And I don't know why. Maybe the captaincy is too much for him. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did pick Maguire over Bruno for captaincy, didn't he? But there was obviously a big reason behind that. You know what? I just feel like we need to move on and stop being so sentimental towards players. If they're not performing for the football club, you're not performing, mate. Just like Ashford, go. That's it. You know what I mean? And that's how it should be. The problem is, obviously, we give these players astronomical contracts, just like we've just given Bruno a new contract. Stupidly gave Bruno a new contract. For what? Contracts should be awarded based on what you do on the pitch, what you win, if you're successful, not just be rewarded because you've done a couple of good assists. It's not about that. I mean, we awarded him with another bumper contract for no reason, in my opinion. Oh, great. Thanks, Sal. Top man. I didn't realize he was that high up on your the falls. Absolutely. Yeah, he's very high up, mate. He's very high up. But I haven't heard much about him. Absolutely called me. He's probably doing his bits and bobs behind the scenes, of course, guys. We'll have to wait and see what he's, you know what. Maybe they don't need Ashwood. Maybe they got too many cooks in the kitchen. Absolutely. So just get Raum, left back, wing back, Ascension, also right wing back. Yeah, you said that, GK. You said that, Raum. I mentioned Raum in the summer. I keep saying it. My friend, I mentioned Raum in the summer, GK. GK, you have no sources, my friend. Please stop mentioning names. I'm only joking, mate. Jim, Sal, all the things you say, exactly what you say to other Man United fans. Sal, all the things you say is exactly what I say to other Man United fans. Absolutely. You know what? It's simple, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know what our football club is doing at the moment, the mess that it's in. It's always drama. It's always like something going on. We're basically a soap opera at the moment. Man United are a soap opera. And to be honest with you, I would just like a bit of peace. I would like a bit of positivity in regards to the football club, because I'm tired of this news, of the negativity that's been dragging Man United down for months and if not years. I want to see a successful club. At the end of the day, I want to see this club be successful. I want to see this club with challenge for titles, challenge for Champions League, you know, and hopefully it will come soon. Big up Sal, big up Jim, of course. We need a top type wing back, wing flanks. Yes, GK, you're repeating yourself, my friend. GK, I said that. We know we need wing backs. We know, absolutely, we need wing backs, my friend. We know that. We've been talking about it in this show, my friend. Hopefully some positivity comes out of Man United soon. So what is the mistakes and blunders which Ineos did, or which were done by the Glazers? So if all the mistakes and blunders which Ineos did were done by the Glazers, well, what you can say, Lumen, is that they appointed them. It was Ineos, it was Glazers who appointed them, so they are partly to blame. You know, they're ones who appointed them, so the incompetence is partly theirs, isn't it? You know, but I will give Ineos a chance. Look, it's not over. It's still early days. It's only been a few months, guys, in regards to Ineos coming into the football club. Obviously, we have to give them a chance, but they are on fraud watch, so to speak. You know what I mean? Ineos are just talking as they won't be ruthless. They won't be ruthless in regards to the players on big contracts. They are hesitant when it involves decisions that they will put them in the firing line for the media. Goals to George. One thing is time is an education, and we're going to learn a lot about Ineos as time goes on, you know. And when it gets to the end of the season, we're going to know a lot. When the start of next season, when they've had a full summer, we're going to know a lot about Ineos. They've done some good things, right? And that's me, who was a full sale advocate, right? They've done some good things, but they've done some bad things as well. But they are on watch, and we are keeping an eye on them. They are on fraud watch, guys. Unfortunately, they are. And at the end of the day, as you said, goals for George, the most important thing is that if they get rid of some of those players, they've been stinking the place out for 10 years. If they get rid of those players, then I'll say, you know what? They got rid of them. Fair play. That's it. You know what I mean? But if they just get rid of like Ashford and some people who work in the kitchen, some people who work in the mega store, for me, that's not being ruthless. For me, that's being cruel. You know? So I hope that, you know, they do live up to their words. I hope that they're not just lip talk. They're not just lip service. I hope they're not lip service, and I hope they do live up to what they're saying, of course. Big up GK. Love GK. Absolutely. Big up yourself. Big up GK. Uchichi Salam. Big up everyone. Big up Jim. Of course. The first team didn't fight to win that game for CAF. The women's team beat Liverpool yesterday. Man United 4, Liverpool 0. They indeed fought for CAF. Very, very disappointing, Courtney, in regards to that, because I did mention that at the weekend after the game. I'd done a little run and I said they couldn't even do it for CAF. They couldn't even do it for CAF, guys. But one thing I would say is that is the sort of players you're dealing with. Personally, I would say this, and I don't want to sound sinister. I don't want to sound too harsh, but those players, they only care about themselves. A lot of those players only care about themselves. That's why they didn't try when they went 2-1 down. Let's be honest, it's not the Forest, guys. It's not Barcelona we were playing on weekend. You know, and no matter what team, no matter what tactics that walked out on that pitch at the weekend, they should have been good enough to beat Nottingham Forest, especially with the extra incentive of CAF, who sadly passed away. Spot on, Courtney. Good morning, Kazi. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you, Kazi. Man, just woke up. We're up and running, guys. It is early in England, though. It is early in England, of course. Ineos project in Switzerland with Lausanne was a disaster. Absolutely. Got them relegated, didn't they, Goals for George? A disaster, but now they sweep it under the carpet, under the rug. And Nice hasn't been fantastic. Ask Nice fans. Ask Nice fans. It hasn't been fantastic, of course. They are on watch. Goals for George. One thing I want is that I want them to succeed. I want them to do well. I want them, Man United, to be successful. But I will keep an eye on them and I will critique when it's needed to critique at the end of the day. You know, I won't be personal with them. I won't be anything like that. I'll just call it how it is meant to be called. And at the end of the day, right now, it's like this, right? And at the moment, they're going like this on the bad side, right? They were like this. They had a fantastic start in the summer. They got some players in, some great players. You know, they got rid of some players. We were like, yes, they're doing the business. But then they're doing some weird things, right? They're doing some weird things that we're like, really, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that is the problem, you know, going forward. Hopefully it improves. Hopefully it's teething problems. Hopefully they're just trying to find the right guy. You know, they want to do the Chelsea model, which is sacking and hiring. They want to do the sacking and hiring Chelsea model. Maybe. Jim, Sal, I'm going to give Ineos maybe 3 or 4 transfer windows and hope they do the right thing. And by that, I'm not going to be Ineos out. And what I'm saying is that I'll judge. Absolutely agree. You know, Jim, it's all about judging them in the long haul, isn't it? And after a few transfer windows, as you said, after a few transfer windows, we hope they get it right. They did say that the last transfer window wouldn't be a one-off, that we will do more business in the transfer window like we did last summer. And they are on watch. And I hope, I mean, look, you know, they appointed Ruben Amorim. They do not want Ruben Amorim to foul. They will back Ruben Amorim. I'm pretty certain about that because they don't want Ruben Amorim to foul. That's their baby, so to speak, isn't it? So that is their first appointment of a commercial level manager of Manchester United. They've appointed the manager of Manchester United. They cannot get this wrong because it looks bad on them. So they'll probably say, look, you know what? We're going to invest. They probably are going to invest in Ruben Amorim. They probably will get him the players that he wants. There probably will be a number of players who are walking into the club. But at the same time, they can't keep making these mistakes with CEOs, with directors of football and stuff like that. They can't keep doing this. This has to change. Mistakes have to stop at the football club because we're becoming a laughing stock, guys. Never in my life did I think Man United would be a laughing stock, would be a banter club. Because at the moment, we're the king of banters. We're the king of banters. You know what I mean? We can't laugh at any other football club. We can't laugh at Pep. We can't laugh at Arsenal. We can't laugh at Chelsea. Because, look, we have to look at ourselves and think, you know what? We're rubbish right now. You know what I mean? In more ways than one, we are rubbish right now. You know what I mean? And that is sad going forward. Jim, for me, even if the winter windows, that's a start. Just go out there, do some work. Absolutely, mate. Jim, absolutely. Get a left back. Get the left back in now. Do it with an obligation to buy in the summer. Get him in. Get Kirkus in. Get Milos Kirkus in. And then we move. Then we move, guys. But one thing I would say, don't get players based on money. Don't get paid the players too much. Leave the players hungry. Because at the moment, we're paying players too much and they lose that hunger, in my opinion. We're playing players 300 grand a week and they lose their hunger. A little bit like Anthony when he signed for Man United and we're paying him astronomical wages. The guy was getting 40 grand at Man United, at Ajax, and then he ends up getting tripling his wages, of course. That is not good for hunger. That's not good for, you know what? When you're rich too soon, it takes a little bit of edge away from you. You know what I mean? Big up Kazi. Woke up 6 p.m. UK time, been on stream, not saying anything. Big up Kazi. Big up Kazi. Yeah, it's early in England, guys, by the way. Trudes, absolutely, Jim. Big up Jim, of course. Jim is the legend, of course, guys. Guys, fantastic show. Brilliant show. But you know what? One thing I would say is that, look, you know what? There's a lot of noise around Man United at the moment. The noise is not great. But you know what? We hope that, you know what? It does get better. We hope it gets better, and we hope that some positivity comes out of the football club. Because at the moment, you know what? We had a year and a half of negativity and toxicity in regards to Eric Ten Hag. We thought that this would be disappeared by now. We thought it would be gone by now, but obviously it hasn't, has it? You know, and we're still obviously arguing amongst each other, debating about this. Ashford comes out the woodwork. Be sure to hear more news about Man United going forward, about rumours, what happened with Ashford. That's going to come out, of course, guys. You know it's going to come out. Guys, thank you everyone for joining me. You're absolute legends. I'll see you later for Chatterbox, 2 p.m. UK time as usual. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Absolutely. Let me just read it. Courtney, exactly so. Ineos need to change the pay structure. I believe for the players for the first team only get paid by how many games you play and effort on the pitch. Yeah, incentives, Courtney. Incentives. And if you don't like it, there's the door. And that's what they should do. You know, you get paid these bonuses based on how much you play, how you perform, how many goals you score, how many assists you get. You get that based on your performance. And if your performances are good, you get these incentives. And that's how it should be. Reward-based contract. Reward-based contract, of course, guys. You're welcome, Jim. Thank you for joining me, you legend. Big up, Courtney. Big up everyone who's joined me today. Back later on for Chatterbox, guys. As we count down to Man United against FC Pilsen, Victoria Pilsen. Doing the match preview on Wednesday for FC Victoria Pilsen, of course. Don't miss that, of course, guys. FC Pilsen, Man United match preview. And the news is thick and fast. There's never a quiet day when it comes to Man United, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Have a splendid day wherever you are in the world. You're absolute legends. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. Take it easy. Peace.